Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom, and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with one of our favorites, Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Excuse me. Let's see here. Faking illness using his allergies to have another day off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Phil's day off, officially, was supposed to be on Friday. Friday was the designated day he was supposed to take off. But he ended up going ahead and calling out sick. He can't do it. He's just so stressed out, and the allergies are getting at him. And just the stress of being a successful businessman with all these haters and trolls and detractors out here have brought him down to an extremely low point. So he needed an extra day off. He had to do it for his sanity. He had to do it to let his body heal. He did it for all these things. On top of the fact that, if I remember correctly, Kat was sick the week before, so it's her fault too. It is what it is. And didn't Phil and Kat go to the doctor's office on Monday? Semantics. It is what it is. Especially since Phil has told us that he didn't even tell us. Sorry, Phil didn't even tell us why they even went to the doctor or what doctor they even went to. His words, not mine. So let your imagination run wild on that. Either which way, we're going to go ahead and get into this. Another interesting point that I'd like to bring up to you guys, this was pointed out on Twitter and on Kiwi Farms, is around this time of the year, around this time of the year, beginning of May, give or take, you know what I'm saying? Those first, that first, second week or whatever, Phil always seems to call out sick. He did it last year. Call out sick. That's funny. He took like 3 days off last year in 2018, and he did it in 2017 also. So he's been doing this since the breakup of his relationship with Panda. Now, there are a bunch of different theories on what the situation is, so on and so forth. I think James the Lesser actually has a video talking about it. And if he does, I'll link it down in the description. It will be under videos to watch or things to watch. So I'll put you guys onto that. On top of that, I got another video to recommend to you. Agent Proper of the DIA, since I just brought up the breakup with Panda, actually has the Pig Roach Files Case 34. The Soap Queen, Pandalee. I will link that down in the description of this video also, so you can check it out. Great video, great watch, great content creator. Go over there, sub, join the agency, the DIA. I promise you won't regret it, especially once you get up to special agent status like myself. I'll be going for a director soon. Anyway, with that being said, well, I want to actually go for actually not director. That's probably years down the line, but I actually want to go for a special field instructor. So I'll be actually training young recruits to be upstanding, solid members of the DIA. You guys got a chance to be trained by me. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, a man has to be ambitious, right? Certainly a pup in a sharp suit is. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, that's what's on the menu today. Like I said, I'll leave the links to James the Lesser's video, because I'm pretty sure I saw him do one, as well as Agent Proper down in the description below. If you guys are not subbed to their channels, please check them out. I would very much appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get into the broadcast proper, because that's what we do here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report, and this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network Productions. You guys all know the slogan, and I don't smell no bacon cooking yet. Which means it's time to watch me work.
Play the game! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Sucks that I...
Alright guys, yet again we are here with Burnell, Dspgaming, faking illness, using his allergies to have another day off. As I had said previously, he's done this for the last 3 years. Maybe it's an anniversary, maybe it's a way of him remembering Panda. It could be a notion of things. Maybe it goes back to like when they actually started talking, because remember, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't publicly established that Phil and Kat ever spoke to each other until their first conversation on Twitter. Well, first and only conversation on Twitter. Sorry. And I think that was June 1st. I actually have a screenshot of that somewhere. I'll bring it up for a future broadcast. So a lot of people think that's the establishment of their relationship, to be honest, or at least that's when they started talking. I personally believe they actually started talking in the beginning of 2017, which means he was actually cheating on Panda at the beginning of the year. And this is all alleged, by the way, just putting that caveat out there. But he must have been at least on some type of speaking terms with Kat, at least at the beginning of 2017. Some people think it's further on, so on and so forth. There's a bunch of great detractors out there. There's a lot of content for you guys to watch if you want to see the speculation. If not, go on Twitter. You'll find all of us over there, and so on and so forth. Don't follow me, because I spam just half-naked women and a whole lot of food and shit like that. And a lot of wrestling stuff or whatever. So, like, you know, you can follow James the Lesser, Agent Proper's up there. There's a bunch of actually great detractors you can follow up there. Tevin's up there, Memology, Mighty D. There's a bunch of people. Like, I can't name all of them, but where you can see them kind of throwing theories together, because there's a lot of really smart people on Twitter who break all this shit down. Or check it out on Kiwi Farms. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and get into the broadcast.
I missed on a day this week. What can you do, right? So I'm back. I am congested. Very much so. I'm actually on decongestants right now. For those who don't know, I was sick yesterday. I actually started coming down with it midway through Tuesday. And Tuesday night I played Minecraft with a very sore throat. Pushed through it. Was able to do my Minecraft stream with said sore throat. But then basically was not able to do too well.
But what was there to push through? It wasn't like Phoenix, right, where you have the voice act and everything. People give you money and you basically talk to them. That's pretty much what a Minecraft stream is, to be honest with you. So there was nothing to lose. Anyway, but as previously pointed out by Burnell, like I said, the Soul Maid was sick the week before. You know how Phil likes to go ahead and hold on to this. For someone who doesn't do a whole lot and doesn't have a whole lot of contact with people, it's amazing how, because if you think about it, if you really think about it, he's probably only in physical contact with like 6 people in the span of a week. You know what I'm saying? On the day on the day that they're off and they go out with each other and whatnot, or they go out to run errands, I should say. And when he's at home, he doesn't really talk to or meet anybody or even talk, you know, or have any physical contact with anybody except for Kat. So, but then Kat has a job and she has real responsibilities. So I don't know. Maybe she brought the stench of gym home one day. And, you know, it is what it is. It's just, you know, shit happens. Sometimes you don't have a lot of time to shower after the gym. You know, you just want to come home and take a shower at your own house. Maybe that's what the case was. I don't know. Let's continue.
Sleeping Tuesday night because the sore throat was so bad. It was like on fire, like you know, sharp, excruciating pain all throughout the night, and I was unable to really get a legitimate sleep. And so,
actually, let me go ahead and add a little bit of clarity to that. As he was having his problem sleeping that night, he was tweeting about it. You know, he was he was going about tweeting about this literally every 30 minutes, maybe every hour. There was some joke I saw on Twitter talking about that. So don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. He was trying to keep people up to date on the fact that I might not show up for Wednesday. I don't think I'm going to make it. Like, he basically built up to it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't showing up. He was not going to show up.
You know, by the time I woke up Wednesday morning, I felt awful. I really did. I felt like I was hit by a Mack truck. My throat was terrible, and I said, there's no way I can stream. I can't talk.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
So, I ended up going back to sleep. I actually slept for 12 straight hours. Well, I say that, but I was in bed for 12 straight hours. I definitely didn't sleep for 12 straight hours. And in fact, I had some pretty delirious fever dreams. I had this weird dream that my legs were all swollen up in weird bulbous patches and they were all painful.
You had a fever dream? The Alright, Phil. You not feeling... How did it go from I'm not feeling so good, my throat hurt, to all of a sudden I caught a fever? And I was delirious and I was having fever dreams and shit. Like it was Little House on the Prairie or something, ladies and gentlemen. And Kat was next to the bed with a giant bowl, right, with cool water and a towel or a rag of some type. And like she was literally like patting him dry. She was literally patting him dry and trying to keep him cool so he didn't end up burning up and shit and then dying. Come on, Phil. Like seriously. First things first. I'm gonna be nice and try to break all this shit down. 1, take some vitamins. Seriously. 2, you need to quit drinking Kickstarters. You just shouldn't be doing it. You're not active enough to do it. 3, I understand you drink your cherry juice to hold your gout at bay. I understand that. I completely and totally do. With that being said, some orange juice, some apple juice, some grapefruit juice, some cranberry juice, a whole lot of water, you know what I'm saying? That can help too. And go out and get some goddamn exercise, man. Walk around your neighborhood. Get some fresh air. You being cooped up in there sweating, if you think that's helping to contribute to your weight loss, I mean, it is, but it's not. At the end of the day, bacon grease just coagulates. That's not actually the word for it, but you know what I mean. It just kind of hardens up and sits there. Okay? You need to go out and get some physical exercise. You're stuck in a dust bowl all day, and you do nothing else. And the only bit of exercise you get is going out once a week. It's not enough, obviously. And especially as you're starting to get older, Phil, you need to actually put in more effort to take better care of yourself. I'm telling you, dude, you're not going to make it to like 45, 50 like this. You're talking about another 10 years on YouTube, or sorry, another 10 years doing it, whatever the hell it is that you're doing. And you might not even make it. You might not even make it. Kat has a better chance of outliving you. And if that's all part of her marketing scheme, then it all works out. DSP News.
Shit. Like, I had some really weird fucked up dreams while I was, having a fever while I was asleep. So I ended up getting up around 2 p.m. in the afternoon after sleeping a straight, 12 hours, or trying to sleep, 12 hours. I had a beef-flavored ramen, to try to help my throat.
Did you eat it with a spoon, like that one time? Or did we actually grab a fork this time, champ? Were we able to get that done? Just asking. A ramen. You couldn't ask Kat to make you some chicken noodle soup? Wait a second. You had a fever the night before, and you were able to go downstairs and make yourself a ramen? Not to say that that's an incredibly hard feat or anything, but you just had a fever, though. I don't know. This story already doesn't even sound right. Where was Kat at? Was she not taking care of you? Oh, that's right. You had quarantined her to the couch. Yeah, good point. So she wouldn't have been able to hear you and all your sniffles and all your crying. Kat, help! Help! She wouldn't have been able to hear all that. That's a shame. It's kind of like what happened to, what's that guy's name? Joseph Stalin in Russia and shit. When he finally got sick, all the good doctors he had shipped out of the country or put in the gulags and shit. So there was nobody to help him. Oh boy. Is that what happened, Phil? Is that what happened? You took the best you took the best maid in North Galtopia and exiled her to Central Galtopia because she was sick and you wanted to try to save yourself and then you had no one to take care of you. Poor piggy.
And, tried to do some basic stuff around the house. I took a shower, napped a little bit more. Later on, ended up having a vegetable lasagna. And, really just felt miserable. All day long, just really felt absolutely fucking miserable, okay?
Did some hot tea, become a factor in that equation at all? Just saying? You had some beef-flavored ramen. Probably had a Kickstarter, because you're an idiot. And then you had vegetable lasagna. When in truth, you should have been taking in liquids. If you had a fever and you were delirious the night before, maybe you should be taking in liquids and whatnot. you probably shouldn't be messing with solids just yet. You should be trying to just get yourself rehydrated. I don't know. I'm not a doctor or anything. And I understand that WebMD is your best friend, Phil, so, you know, it is what it is.
So eventually, Kat actually had to go to work, and when she came home late at night, I was like, I still kind of feel crappy. At that point, my nose had started to clog up. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. We're going to have to see how I feel tomorrow, after a night's sleep. Well, the good news is, guys, my sore throat is completely gone. 100% gone.
Really?
Now, wait a second. So, like I said, this all started from a sore throat. His sore throat evolved into a fever that ended up causing delirium overnight, and then his fever breaks. He tells Kat he doesn't know how he's going to feel. Then the next day, he says his nose is all clogged up, and then the next day he's fine. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. Shit, man. I gave better excuses. I've given better excuses to miss school than that. Seriously. Phil likes to do that too when that sickness is coming along. When that pig throat syndrome is about to rear its ugly head or ugly snout.
My God.
Which is good, because the bottom line is really there's only two things that could stop me from streaming. Number one is a sore throat, and number two is a bad headache. Those are the two key things that would make me not able to stream. And if you remember back around Christmas, I had both. First I had a sore throat, but then I had a splitting headache for like 2 straight days, migraine. Luckily I don't have a headache, which is great. This is more of a minor cold. And quite frankly, it
isn't that minor if it evolved into a fever. It isn't that minor. Alright, maybe we don't know what minor means, I suppose.
I hadn't had the bad sore throat, I would have streamed yesterday anyway. Right now I'm really congested. My nose is congested, it's running, it's gross. But I can tough through that and stream, But if I can't talk because my throat is so throbbing in pain, then I can't stream. So the good news is, I am back today. It sucks that I lost the whole day. As you guys know, recently I've been telling you, financially things are not very good for me right now. Behind the scenes, things are really bad. And I am basically trying to raise as much as I possibly can right now on streams to help make up for that. And it sucks that I lost a freaking day with a new release week, too, of all times, right? This couldn't have been last week when nothing new was going on. No, it had to be this week that I ended up getting sick. It sucks ass, right? And just to forewarn all of you, you're just gonna have to put up with my nose today. My nose is really bad. It's, like I said, it's running, it's congested. More than likely, I'm gonna have to blow my nose a lot today. And there's not much I can do about it. Okay? It is what it is. Now, I see some people being completely ridiculous in the stream chat, which I knew they would be. Because whenever I have a day off because I'm sick...
The conspiracy theories start. So the first thing is, the idiotic morons of the internet, oh, this is all planned, you see? Phil wanted to take a day off, so this was all planned. And now today, he says he's sick, but he's not. And
okay, let me kind of shine some light on that a little bit, because I haven't read into that completely. You guys remember after the Christmas marathon, which was a complete and utter failure, by the way, and Phil said he was sick because of of his single cup of holiday eggnog, right? Him drinking on stream, that right there basically screwed up the whole week for him. So because he didn't make no money, basically is what which was the real situation. He ends up taking like a week off. Now, it is speculated that that's when him and Kat went to the to that space exhibit or whatever it is that they have in Seattle. Now, we don't actually know when. I think he actually touched on that in the 7 Years of Slander. Not sure yet. Haven't gone over that video yet. But I think he had mentioned it there, that they actually had gone, sometime this year. But it was speculated that they actually went last year around Christmas time, which makes sense because it would have been pretty festive in Seattle at that time. That might have been a good time to go, but that's neither here nor there. But he's gonna take that and run with it and say that, oh, I took this time off, or I pretended to be sick so I can go off and do something, so on and so forth. You're listening to his explanation. It doesn't sound very good. It's very possible that it's not like they went on a 24-hour staycation or something, or they went to like a bed and breakfast. But it's very obvious that, at least I think so anyway, that maybe Kat was off on Wednesday. Phil already saw that the money was coming in slow anyway, so he was just like, screw it, I'm just going to take that day off. And then he'll take Friday off too. Now, the stupidity of all of that is, and Tevin pointed this out also, praise be almighty, is that he was better off muscling through it on Wednesday, collecting whatever he can, and take Thursday and Friday off. Have that back-to-back day off. But, Phil's not that smart, you see. So, that didn't happen.
He's specifically taking this day off. Some people, if you can believe this, guys, they went back a year. Last year, I took 3 days off from streaming because I took a staycation.
Yeah, he was definitely on Kiwi Farms, because that's where I think I saw that too. I saw it on Kiwi Farms, and I saw it on Twitter. But they actually went back. They actually went back not just a year ago. They went back 2 years ago as well. But yeah, I think he might have read that on Kiwi Farms, or on Twitter, or both.
I spent 3 days here with Kat, and as I had revealed to you guys on Saturday's podcast, Snort. All right, and for those who are complaining about post-nasal drip, perhaps you should suffer it, because they're like, why is he snorting? Because I have post-nasal drip, and if I don't, I'm going to choke. It's the only way to clear out my sinuses. If you have an issue with it, you should probably talk to God and ask why he gave me post-nasal drip, because I didn't ask for it. I woke up this morning incredibly stuffed, congested in the head. I spent the greater part of the last hour and a half trying to clear out my sinuses. It's life. So either you deal with it or shut the fuck up. Because I've been doing this for over 10 years and had this issue the entire fucking time. And if you have a problem with it, you probably maybe should have realized I had it sometime in the last decade.
Maybe you shouldn't just do lean-in manual snorts. Maybe that's the first thing. Second thing is mute the mic every once in a while. You don't need to just... Because like when he snorts, and which is the reason why lean-in manual snort is so funny, is at times he's literally leaning into the mic when he does it. It's irritating and disgusting. So, mute the mic. Blow your nose. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't use post-nasal drip as a blanket, or as a shield, really. As a shield for you to snort. Jesus Christ, you're 30-something years old. Just blow your nose. You have tissues there. Granted, we know what you do with those tissues, but still, you got tissues there. So just blow your goddamn nose and stop crying. Jesus Christ.
Basically, it didn't turn out the way I had planned. Like, we had all this stuff planned that we wanted to do, and she ended up being sick, so it ended up being a pretty crappy 3 days off. And people are actually, they went back a year on Twitter and said, exactly 1 year ago, you went on a staycation. This is all planned. This is all completely planned, and this is what you were supposed to be doing, Oh my god, people are stupid.
Why am I toxic? More toxic. Oh, Phil actually is a really toxic person, so we're just gonna keep saying, why am I toxic? Because it's a meme.
Seriously, these people are nuts. Like, they're just out of their minds with what they say and do. Like, the bottom line is, I took a week off last month to visit my parents in Connecticut. I can't afford any more time off.
This is coming from the same guy who did an hour and 40-plus minute podcast lying through his teeth about a whole bunch of shit that can be verified with evidence on his own YouTube account, on his own YouTube channel. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. This is the same guy who says that he doesn't pay any attention to detractors, trolls, and haters. He doesn't have anything to do with that. He's the one who sat there. I'm glad I thought about this. He's the one who told people to stay off Kiwi Farms, to stay off those websites because they're going to expose you, this, that, and the third. Yet he is on Kiwi Farms on a daily basis reading up what's going on over there. So outside of Phil and the few people left in his little piggy circle, they all know what Kiwi Farms is saying. But he wants the masses, he wants the rest of the pig roach cult to stay away from it so they don't get any ideas, or no ideas is basically, or nothing can influence them to think, wow, maybe Phil really is lying to us because these people actually provide proof. And they've actually broken it all down. I never really thought about that until right now, but I'm kind of glad that I did. Imagine that. We're sitting there running piggy interference and shit.
I can't. Like, I'm behind
Snort distortion. Oh, that's so good.
on bills. I was overdrafted on my bank account for a week.
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying. It's on you guys to believe me or not. And I know there's many people who won't, and there's many people who will, and that's okay.
Then I got my Twitch payment, which then made up for all that overdrafting, and I'm realizing, damn, between, you know, what I'm making now, this month, for the rest of the month, it's not enough to even cover all my bills. Like,
here's the thing about the overdrafting, right? And we've talked about this before and whatnot. And this is really why I probably should start live streaming, which I will, I promise. It'll be fun. Here's the thing about the overdrafting. There's no way that this idiot, month after month after month, has 4 or 5 overdrafts that keep hitting him consecutively, and hasn't come to the realization that I should change, if it's true, that he should change his billing dates. It just doesn't make any sense that you would allow, what, 30, 40, 50 bucks, I don't know how his bank works, you would let those fees just stock up on you. Let's say he has 4 of them a month. That's at 50 bucks a pop. That's 200 bucks. And you're going to let the bank eat off you month after month after month like that? And then you're going to turn around and tell the pig roach cult, you know what I'm saying? You're going to tell the kiddies here that you don't have enough money to cover your bills, but you're the one purposely letting $200 get siphoned from you each month. It just doesn't sound right. And then, doesn't he say that, or hasn't he been saying recently that I'm using these tips that you guys give me to cover my bills? And it immediately goes straight to my account? So theoretically, he shouldn't be coming up short. I mean, well, tips have been low, but theoretically, if he's literally moving every bit of tips that he's getting into that account, theoretically, he's covering his bills as they're coming in. Not the big ones, but, you know, the cable, electricity, and stuff like that. That's being covered almost immediately. In 1 or 2 streams, there's a bill that's knocked out. The guy streams 5 days a week. Sometimes 6. 5.5? Fuck it, we'll give him 6. So 6 days a week. So that's at least 3 bills a week that's covered usually through tips. Usually. Keyword. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see how it don't make a whole lot of sense? Ah. Semantics, I suppose. DSP News.
Hope I have enough to cover my mortgage here on this house, because I'm screwed financially until I get back into the groove of things because of what happened last month with me being off a week. So I can't afford to have time off. Yeah, I took a staycation. You people are fucking idiots.
The baby will shut the
People are fucking idiots, yet you told us your parents were sick and dying. Then you have flipped that story and said, well, something could happen to them. They're getting up there in age and they really want, you know, for me and Kat to come out there, right, and see them. Then you flip it to, okay, guys, I'm going out there to see my parents. They're going to pay for everything, this, that, and the third. It's all expenses paid on their part, even though I just skipped a step. Originally, he said he wasn't going to go and visit his parents because he didn't have the money for it and he had to cover his taxes. So let me throw that bit in there. But anyway, let's fast forward. So now I'm going to see them. It's all expenses paid. It's just a nice, they feel like we need to take a nice vacation because I need to stay away from this because they know about all the stress that I go through because I talk to my parents once a week and they're just trying to help us out. Then all of a sudden you come back and you say, not even come back. Then halfway through your trip, you get married. And then you come back and you expect everybody to just hail the prince, the not even the prince, the king and queen of Galtopia. You know what I mean? The high heirs of I got something for this. The high the emperor and empress of the high Greece. You know what I mean? The lords of swine. The house of Porkentum. You know what I mean? You just expected them to roll out the red carpet for you when you got back. And those are terrible examples, by the way. I'll work on that. But you expected them to just kind of come in and roll out the red carpet for you. And that's when shit went bad. Because April 1st, people had asked you, hey, Phil, you know, this would be a nice opportunity for you to get married to Kat while you guys are out there in Connecticut. Oh, I can't do it, man. I can't afford it. No way it's going to happen. Then you end up getting married. And you end up getting married. And you have the nerve to run around here and spew conspiracy theories when you blatantly lied to these people, probably for months. Probably for months. All right, that makes sense. DSP news.
Oh, yelling for 7 fucking hours straight, whining and complaining. Okay.
Seriously, they're just out of their minds. They're just out of their fucking minds. You know, they're making these crazy conspiracy theories. Yes, a secret staycation. Not that I'm sick, you know, and in excruciating pain. So they're all talking shit about that, you know, on the internet. They're all the circle jerking morons who make this shit up. Meanwhile, I feel like garbage, you know, trying to recover here, so I can get back as soon as possible. So, the bottom line is this: I'm back. I am ready to play. It just sucks because you guys are gonna have to put up with my cold. You know, what can you do? I'm gonna be blowing my nose and snorting and doing all kinds of gross stuff, and there's nothing we can do about it. I have to, you know, I'm toughing through it to be back here today for you guys for a full day of streaming. You're just gonna have to put up with it, okay, guys? And I apologize in advance. Obviously, I don't want to be sick.
And Burnell brings up a good point. This happens to him every season. So, a decongestant. Jesus Christ, there's all kinds of allergy blockers and other stuff that you can take. I remember, it was last year, Argent, you know, because I like name dropping Argent. He's one of my favorites. Argent even talked about that. And it was like, there's stuff that he can take without a prescription that would help him through the allergy season. The first week or two would be rough for him, but as the season goes along, it'll get better and better and better. And yet he won't use them. Talking about, what was Phil's dumbass excuse for that? Oh, I don't want to get addicted to it. I don't want it to be habit forming. But yet Argent himself says he uses it and he doesn't have a problem with it at all. I've used a decongestant before. I've never been addicted to anything. I'm sure a lot of people do. But then again, all of us blow our nose too. All of us blow our noses too. So that might be a thing. I don't know. He comes up with these really poor excuses. It's amazing that people bought it for as long as they did. It was absolutely amazing.
Man, the days of milk and honey are over.
But that's life. You know, it happens. And I'm getting over it. You know, I'm toughing through it today. I easily could have taken more days off and just screwed myself over further. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tough through it to be here for you guys and do a full day of fun streaming. Okay? Alright. And also, the other fun thing, didn't you know there's a streamer who streamed for 2,000 straight days and never took a day off despite 2 of his children being born? He was still streaming. I'm looking at this and I'm like, number one, you know, good on that guy for apparently having the best immune system I've ever heard in my life, because if he could stream with a throbbing sore throat, good on him. I can't. If I can't talk, I can't stream. You know, like...
no, it means he was... First off, I did actually see that article, which is actually pretty impressive, by the way. But no, the guy took care of himself. The guy took good care of himself. You know what I'm saying? That's what it came down to. He has some common sense. He just didn't sit on his ass every day, eat, and fucking stream, and then go to bed. He actually did shit. That's what it came down to.
Guys wouldn't appreciate a stream where I'm basically being silent, so that's why I don't do it. But number two, I certainly don't know anything about, you know, imagine if you're having your kid born and you're on fucking stream. You know, that's kind of weird to me. Someone who literally cannot separate work from personal life and is 2,000 straight days with no break, that's insane.
Whoa. Someone who can't separate work from personal life, despite the fact that this idiot here spent his first, I don't know, 7 years, maybe 8 years, literally melding all that together to be content. Let's go ahead and give you guys an example. When John and Howard wanted to hang out with him, right? Which is, you know, it is what it is. Phil's like, okay, cool. Well, let me go ahead and set up the camera and record it. Nah, man, you don't really have to do that, man. Let's just go ahead and play a couple games. We'll just have a couple laughs and shit and so on and so forth. Oh, well, no, it's no big deal, man. It's all content. You know what I'm saying? I'll just go ahead and record it. No big deal. You know, I'll make a quick buck off it. We still can have a good time. It's no big deal. You know how awkward that is? You know how awkward it is? Going ahead and referring back to Agent Proper's video about how you sit there and introduce your girlfriend on Valentine's Day, right? Which she looked really awkward the first time we saw her, and then have the nerve to put up in a little caption at the top that she is not Asian and that is all. Is this not the same idiot who told us and then Axe the King or whatever it was, or fucking whatever the situation is, pig in a stupid hat? or a pig in a cowboy hat, to sit there and be like, oh yeah, my parents, man, they were having marital problems and they were probably cheating on each other and they put me in the middle of their drama and shit and used me, this, that, and the third. Is that not considered personal life shit? Is that not, you know what I'm saying? There was no difference then, but there's a difference now. It's not even like the dude, oh, I don't know. I didn't actually see that part in the article, but I very likely doubt the dude was at home streaming while the wifey was in the hospital. I doubt that's what the case was. He might have done it when he came home, or he may have even done it before they even, before her water broke. Take that into consideration a little bit before we say some shit. And a little bit weird, is this coming from the same idiot who threatened to slap an 11-year-old? Because the 11-year-old gave you some instructions? Is that really what this is about? Alright. Okay. No problem.
Respect that. I think that's fucking weird. That's just my personal opinion. You could disagree, but that just messed up to me. Like, to not have a personal life at all for 2,000 straight days does not sound healthy. I'm just saying, that's my opinion on that. You can completely disagree. That's okay. If you think that's admirable, go right ahead and say it's admirable. For me, that's like, I don't think that's something to be applauded. I think that's something to be analyzed. Say, what the fuck happened here?
What the fuck happened here? Coming from the same idiot that goes on stream every day and begs for money. The same guy who spends more time begging for money than playing the games that he's supposed to be playing. The same guy who's making between 35 and 50,000 a year on YouTube and has the nerve to complain about views on YouTube are low or revenue is low, despite the fact that he had relegated himself, I should say, relegated YouTube to an archive channel, just a place where he puts his streams up. None of that was a little weird. None of that was weird when your girlfriend ended up, well, ex-girlfriend. Oh, sorry, ex-fiance. Let's give her the proper respect she deserves. Your former fiance ends up having a panic attack, ends up getting sent to the hospital. You end up going through this arduous journey to go and get her, right? Allegedly. You come back and then you immediately jump on stream and air her business out. Air it all out. For profit. That's not a little weird? It's not a little weird to sit there and feed stories to your piggies and then turn around a couple months later and say, you know what, I lied to you guys. But I did it for your own good. I did it to protect you guys from the trolls and haters. That's the reason why I lied to you guys. That doesn't seem a little weird? Really? Really? Not really. Idiot. He's just a walking contradiction. It's so good. And it's so sad. Like I said, Phil, you don't want someone to really give you a psychoanalyzation on what your thought process is. And it's funny how the individual who would call people nuts, crazy, loons, whack jobs, and all the other silly shit that Phil says, and all that's dismissive, by the way. It's all dismissive. It means that he doesn't understand or he doesn't want to understand, so it's easy to label them and push them along, which is what he's been doing his whole life. That tells you a little bit about his upbringing. It's funny how he talks all that nonsense, yet this is the same idiot who came out and told us that in his younger years, he used to sit there and get on a cocktail of medication. He was feeling obsessed over some girl, and he thought he was going to end up doing something stupid. This is the guy right here who's a fucking alcoholic. Well, at least he has alcoholic type tendencies, or at least he used to. I'm about to say, because when you're going through a 1.75, when you're going through 3 1.75 liter jugs of fucking Tanqueray, and you're doing that in like 3 or 4 days, there's something wrong. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there's something wrong. That's a whole lot of liquor to be going through basically on your own. Because let's be honest, Panda wasn't kicking back half of those each night. Let's be honest. So if that's not an alcoholic, I don't know what is. That's a whole lot to be drinking in only a span of a couple days. Just saying. DSP News. Personal space, right?
Personally, no days off for 2,000 days doesn't sound very healthy to me. I'm just saying. Especially for my own personal health, I can tell you if I stream for 2,000 straight days, I'd probably be dead. I'd probably have blood clots in my body, I'd be dead. Alright?
I make a living because I actually work my ass off to make a living and you know, make money and pay bills. Sissy cat. You are
also, actually, let's go ahead and build off of his point. This is the same guy, ladies and gentlemen, who put up 80,000 videos over the span of 80,000 plus videos, over the span of multiple channels, over the span of like 10 years. Keep that in mind.
Sick girl. Ho, 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 ho. He said you look like sick girl.
Now, tomorrow, guys, is Friday. Now, here's the other ridiculous thing people are saying. Oh, well, you were off yesterday sick. Why don't you just stream on Friday? That's not how life works. People who actually have a full life, and again, that's how I don't understand how you can have a 2,000-day fucking streaming streak. I only have one day a week where I take time to do the things I need to do, the essentials. So things like get supplies for the house, go to the doctor, get a haircut. You know, things that you need to do during normal daytime hours because you can't do them.
But didn't you normal daytime hours? What the fuck are you talking about? Didn't you go to the doctor on Monday though? And can't Kat run errands on her own? She's driving your car anyway, and I'm sure she's getting driven in the backseat of that car anyway. So you know, I mean, can she not do that stuff on her own? To be honest, could she not get up early and run some of those errands before she actually goes into work? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit too rational. I know. I can already see your comments now. Okay? Delete your comment. Delete your comment. I know. I'm coming across a bit too rational. I got it.
Fucking night or whatever. I need to do those. And it just so happens that this week, on tomorrow, I've got all those things lined up.
A doctor's appointment?
A haircut appointment. I need to get all the ingredients to make a new pot of my homemade Italian sauce. So I've got all this stuff lined up for tomorrow.
Wait a second. I thought the doctor's appointment was on Monday. You had another doctor's appointment for her on Friday? Oh, well, maybe they got the results of... Okay, that makes kind of sense. That makes sense. All right. And then you're making more of that pasta sauce? If she's pregnant, she don't need to be eating all that. She don't need all that sugar. Women already go through a form of diabetes when they get pregnant. She don't need it. I know. I'm being too rational. I know what you guys are already saying. You guys are already typing, GTG, you're being too rational. Delete your comment. Delete your comment. Okay? Well, let me read it first, then delete your comment. That'd be a good shirt, actually. I'm feeling in a shirt-making type of mood.
There's no way that I could just cancel that now. I actually needed a haircut for the past month and haven't been able to go because my hairdresser is off on Thursdays, and my days off have been Thursdays. So finally this week I arranged it for be a Friday instead. You know, so that's how life works. When you're an adult, you gotta try to schedule everything on the...
Wait. Oh, that should be one of the new catchphrases on this channel. Delete your comment. Oh, shout out to Chase Money. So here's the thing. How is it that you can only get your hair cut on one certain day, or you can't get your hair cut on a certain day because your hairdresser is not going to be there? Fair enough. What time does this salon or whatever it is, or this haircut shop or whatever the situation is, what time do they open? Because Phil don't start streaming until like 10:30, 10:45, 11, depending on how much he's had to drink the night before. So I would assume, I don't know about you guys, but most barbershops around my way, they open at like 8. Most salons are open by like 7. You know what I mean? So with that being said, just off of, you know, how the situation around my way works, there's plenty of time to get up, get some breakfast, go ahead and knock out a haircut and everything, and then come back and get to work. Same thing with doctor's appointments. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the doctor I go to, that doctor's office opens at like 6 o'clock. So with that being said, there's a whole lot of time to do a whole lot of shit. Now, I'm sorry, Phil, that not everybody's like you and believes normal business hours starts at 10 a.m. Sorry, but that's not how the real world works. But whatever. Excuse me. But you could do that. That is a consideration, especially for doctor's appointments. You definitely want to get in early. You want to get in early while the doctor's fresh, to be perfectly honest. But I don't know. It's neither here nor there. I guess it is what. An ultrasound is an ultrasound, no matter what time of the day, right, Phil?
Day off that you get, it's not really a fun day off. Instead, it's a day full of basically chores and tasks that need to be done. So that being said, tomorrow I need to take the day off. And quite frankly, it's going to be a day of activity, but I think it's going to be good for me. You know, I'm cooped up in the house all week, so actually going out and moving around, maybe it'll actually make my body feel better. Hell, it may even help me to get past the sickness quicker, to actually go out and get some physical activity in my body instead of just sitting around all day.
Wait,
Okay.
so you couldn't get up early and go, and you and Kat go for a walk or something like that then? Every day? What, for about a half hour a day, I think they say? Is, well, half hour to an hour. You know what, Phil? I'm going to help you out. You know what I'm saying? You can hit up my homie Loco Slam and whatnot on Twitter, and he's going to go ahead and get you right. He can help you out with this. Because I've already tried. So, you go to my dude Loco Slam, okay? You'll find him on Twitter. Cool dude. And he's going to get you right. Because apparently, this shit's too hard for you. Apparently, this is way too hard for you. The level that you're playing on is just too difficult. So, for whatever reason, the game setting, or no, the life setting, we need to bring that down for you a notch. Which is already sad because it's already at the bare minimum for you already. But that's what we're going to have to do now. Okay? You're playing on a level that we all practice on, and you still can't get shit right. So, we're going to have to bring it down for you. You holler at my boy Local Slam. You know what I'm saying? You let me know. Okay, you let me know. I'll even direct you to him if you need to. It's a cool dude. We're gonna see if we can get you right because you're failing miserably. You admit that you should get some physical activity in, but yet you won't get up early every day and go out walking with Kat for about a half hour, which isn't that big of a deal. It'll go by quick. Hell, you might actually start liking it, and you might actually go for the 45 minutes to an hour. Wings did it for a little while. Just saying, Phil. You're not going to make it, man. I'm telling you, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel real bad when Kat becomes my future ex-wife. Just saying.
So, I cannot, take tomorrow off. Or, excuse me, I cannot be here tomorrow and cancel my whole day off. Simply because that's life. That's how it goes. Alright? So... No, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. It was already my scheduled day off. It has to be my scheduled day off. Okay? So, hopefully things go well. I get everything done that I need to get done tomorrow. And I don't end up overexerting myself to the point where I get sicker. I hope not. Alright?
There was a game called a play.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and break it down to you guys what this day off entails. Okay? They're going to get up late. They're going to go off and get breakfast. Okay? They're going to go ahead, probably run around, pay some bills and whatnot, or they're not going to run around and pay bills because he has a designated day a month that he takes off early and pays all of his bills. So that whole paying bills thing is a lie. All they're going to do is go by the store, do some window shopping, get lunch, do some more window shopping, probably spend some more money at IKEA or Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever other place that he really can't afford. Hence the reason why he doesn't want to do any more house tours. grab some dinner, and then come home. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, in that whole exchange that I said, the majority of it's food, and the majority of that food is not cooked at home. That's essentially what the day off is. Nothing more than that. They come home, Phil makes himself a nice gin and Sprite, he might watch himself about an hour of wrestling, and then they go to bed. That's pretty much the end of his day off. That's essentially what it is. There's nothing there. We have someone who's 37 who treats life like he's 60. Yeesh.
Tale that also came out this week.
And to be honest with you, that's insulting to 60-year-olds. I apologize, because there are people older than Phil who are, for one, in better shape, and two, have actual things they do. They do actual fun stuff or productive stuff. Phil's 37. He's almost 40. And he already is acting like he has one foot in the grave already. Maybe he does. Let's continue.
And I know that some people want me to play it. But right now, I'm strapped for cash. And especially now I lost out on a day of streaming. I cannot afford it. So if someone wants to donate that game to me...
Oh! Where are we headed?
Oh yeah, that's the new marketing scheme. That's the new marketing scheme about how he wants people to donate games to him. I forgot all about that. But that's okay though, because I actually have a video coming up talking about that. I think James Lesser has a video on that too. So I'll make sure I'll link his video in the description of that video when we get to that. But yeah, he's been pushing the whole situation about donate games to me. Don't send me money for games no more. Send me PSN or Xbox Live gift cards. Send me the codes for those. Don't send me money for games anymore because he doesn't want to pay the taxes on it. He doesn't want to pay taxes on it anymore. Oh, he sounds like he's ducking taxes too, by the way, but that'll be for a future broadcast. That should be fun though.
That is disgusting. Disgusting beggar. And say, here, give it a try. I would. Well, there's no way I could drop $40 on that game right now. I just can't. I'm being honest with all of you. All the money that I raise on streams is going straight to bills at this point. So, now sadly I wasn't here yesterday. Of course, that means we lost subs. What can you do? When you're sick, you lose subs. It's just a natural thing. It's going to happen. We're down to 469 subs. That doesn't mean we can't hit the sub goal for the month. We're still incredibly close.
But we need some people to subscribe. I see many of you who had subs who did not renew. What's the deal with that? You guys realize I just added the new frog emote that you all been asking for. Okay, this is a brand new emote that was just added this week before I got sick. You also get access to over 30 other emotes. You don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. And you get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter of the stream. So please consider subscribing. Please tip me. Tipping me right now allows me to use those funds to pay bills immediately. And I can tell you right now, guys, I told you, like, I don't even, with the money I just made from Twitch, and I know there's going to be a payment coming in from YouTube, and all that, it's not going to be enough to even pay all my basic bills coming up in early May, or excuse me, early June. This sucks because it's a situation where...
Now, first things first. So as the game in question, now he said $40. So at first I was thinking it's this game called A Plague's Tale, but it could be that Sonic racing game that he's harping on about that he really wants to play. I don't know which one it is, so I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's the first thing. Second thing is, the whole situation with he won't be able to cover his bills based off of he can't cover his bills based off of his YouTube and Twitch money. Despite the fact that, I mean, we're looking at like $5,000. Well, we'll say this. Let's say 5,000+ from Twitch, 5 to 7, could be even more than that. But let's say 5 to 7, and then YouTube's at least $5,000. It's at least 4.5, you know, or 4,500, and yet he can't cover bills for 2 months. Really? Like, really? See, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is Phil continues to live outside of his own means. He continues to live outside of his own means. And you can't maintain the lifestyle. You need to stop eating out. You need to stop eating breakfast at all these different places and make breakfast on your own. How hard is it to make French toast? Or pancakes? Or Belgian waffles? Or fucking, I mean, you don't even have to get as extravagant as I like going with it. But, like, how hard is it to make a couple of biscuits and sausage? You know what I mean? It's not difficult to do any of these things. How hard is it to make a bowl of cereal? You've done DSP tries with that shit. It's not difficult, but he's accustomed to having a certain thing. And it makes him feel like, it helps reinforce the fact that he feels he's successful. And that's just being petty. And that's not worth going bankrupt. And now you've lost the confidence of the fan base, you know, over this wedding, which was a massive miscalculation. You should have just never told anybody about it. But you had to be a piece of shit. You had to rub it in people's face, and you thought, oh, if I get married, people will come out and support me even more. That was a miscalculation, buddy. Yet again, that business degree has failed you, yet again. And now look at you. Now, we're not only begging for subs again, but now we're basically, he's damn near to the point where he's about to beg people for games. Holy shit. Look at how far you've fallen. But yet you want to sit there and throw shots at everybody else. It doesn't really mean much when you're on the bottom. It really don't. And everybody else is hovering high above you that they can't even hear you. You've screwed yourself in the worst way possible. You did what you wanted to do. And this is the consequences of it. These are the consequences of it. And you still ain't figured that out yet? And then you get mad because no one wants to support you. talking about some frog emote that they already had access to. Well, they had access to the default one. Who the fuck wants to pay you $5 for more? And that if supposedly all these detractors, trolls, and haters are out here headhunting, why would they want to have a little icon that displays or signifies how long they've been supporting you? Not exactly a good idea, buddy. Seems like a real bad idea to say that while also saying you guys can donate to me and do it anonymously. Even though you're lying about that because Phil can see your personal information if you donate to him. Or he can at least see your PayPal information. He can backtrack off that. The failure is strong in this one, ladies and gentlemen. The failure is strong in this one. Absolutely amazing. Ugh.
You know, in April, I took a week off to spend time with my parents. I knew there was going to be a financial hit. I'm trying to come back from it. It's going to take a month or two for me to get back to the levels where everything's fine, all right? And I knew this was going to happen. But it is what it is. It was more important for me to visit my parents.
And that's another thing I was wanting to bring up. I was going to wait until I do the slander video. But since I'm going to have to do 2 of those anyway, it's either which way with that. But, Phil, if mommy and daddy covered everything with that trip, right? Covered all your meals, covered your flight there and back, your hotel stay, the rental car, and you admitted that they gave you pocket money. Plus you walked away with a little bit of wedding money. Plus you had $2,400 when you went out there. Where's all the money at, Phil? He's fine. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if any of you guys are a Phil supporter, I don't know why you'd be here, but you're more than welcome to. Anybody's welcome here, honestly. But if you're a Phil supporter, he's fine. He walked away with $2,400+ just off those 2 marathons before he left. And then mommy and daddy gave him pocket money while he was out there. And probably gave him a little bit more cushioning when he left. He's fine. He's just a greedy fuck. He's a lazy, He's a lazy, greedy fuck. And that's the reason why he's so desperate to get this money. He's literally pushing you guys in a position to pay for everything. You will literally be covering his mortgage, all the utility bills, all of the games that he plays, all of the meals on his days off, if not all the meals, period. He's literally using you guys to pay for everything. While he takes his Twitch money, and the majority of his Twitch money, and he takes his YouTube money and just chills and lives high off the hog. And then keep feeding you bullshit excuses on, oh guys, you know, I don't know if he'll do this because it wouldn't even seem honest if he did, but Kat's really sick and she's gonna be missing a bunch of days, maybe even a week, and I need to take care of her. So yeah, guys, she's gonna be really, really sick for the next couple days, so I'm gonna have to take off. I'm sorry, but she's my wife now, and I have to look after her. And I'm sorry, I can't stream and look after her at the same time, especially since I have her quarantined downstairs. So then he goes off for 3 or 4 days, and then the next retrospective stream that he does later on down the line, when you guys start seeing icons or little pictures on his desktop or on his desk itself, then he's gonna be in a whole nother situation with that. At the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you how you spend your money. Spend your money however which way you feel. What I am saying is, be ready. Be ready for the exposure that comes later on. And none of you can get mad about it because you've been warned. You know what I'm saying? Lightside Bill has told you that. Almighty Tevin has told you that. Snort Burnell has told you that. Mr. Huffstuff's told you that. There's a bunch of people who have. Take it for what you will. Mighty D has. S. Julius Cruz has. Volt Boy has. David Davison occasionally when he uploads has. It is what it is, dude. And like I've said, Phil is a creature of habit. He's done this before. He'll do it again. Mark my words. It's in his nature. DSP News.
So please consider tipping me if you at all you can. Someone named Free Cause tipped me $5 and said, I had a dream last night that you had unbanned Cause and Hindo. They apologized and the trolls were debunked by facts and logic. I think it was God's way of telling me to tell you to free Cause.
It's too bad that you dreamed it, because that's all it's ever going to be, a dream. He's not getting unbanned. Hindo's not getting unbanned. These people are never getting fucking unbanned ever again, because they've always been a negative influence on them.
What a spiteful little pig. Oh, you're so spiteful. God damn it, Phil. You're going to beg these people for money. And then you're going to ban people that they want back. damn it, Phil. Why? Why do you make this shit so hard on yourself? Is your ego really worth this? I'm going to say no, but I'm just a cute pup in a sharp suit. What do I know?
They constantly try to derail the chat. They constantly do snide, underhanded, sarcastic remarks. They advertise other streamers. They do things that are against the rules regularly. And the bottom line is the only reason that they were ever let back in here is because we had a few mods who sadly were buddy-buddy with them and kept campaigning to get them back in there. Well, guess what? Those mods aren't fucking mods anymore. So these people are gone for good. Good riddance to bad fucking rubbish. Now we can just have a fun stream together and not worry about their stupid shit anymore. So there you go.
Oh, you're gonna get salt, 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 salt. It's even now, again, my mouth overpowered with salt flavor.
Did you guys hear the anger in that lean-in manual snort? There was a lot of anger with that. Oh God, you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it in your chest. Just oof, oof. All the salt. Even now, all I taste is salt. So much salt. I need some water. I need some water.
Hold on a second. Venom87 just give me a $20 tip. Says you'll get past this financial burden, man. Keep your head up, Phil. Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. You are my bitch. Thank you for the free money, dummy. And you can lick my balls.
All right. Wow. We got some significant contributions here, guys. Logan Paul the Wolverine tipped me $100.
Go fuck yourself and thank you for the tip.
And says, hello, Phil. I absolutely enjoy your content. This is my tip to you because you need it. You were ill and for the possibility to play Plague of Innocence, which is, isn't it a Plague Tale, Innocence? I think that's what it's called, right? Is it hard to operate a job where it's dependent on constant funds? Yes. Like, as I've told you guys, you know, this being a job, this is my job. I have to be here every possible day that I can. And that's why it's funny because people are like, oh, Phil, why don't you just take time off to relax or rest up? Like, every day I'm not here is a day I don't make money.
Look at him. Now, like I said, I've been going over Phil's older content, so we're talking about like 9 years ago. I've been doing that as a side project on another channel. He used to be able to look straight at you, dead at the camera, when he used to, you know, just in general when he was trying to push a narrative and whatnot, or even when he was answering certain questions through Ask the Pig or whatever the case may be. Now, he's got his head all over the place. Now, he's looking there, he's looking there, he's looking down, he's looking all over the place, which, I mean, are obvious tells that they're blatant lies. But it's not just that. It's also someone who's not even comfortable with the falsehood that he's putting out. Jesus Christ, Phil, at the end of the day, if anybody has to believe the lie, it has to be you. Because that's the only way you're going to sell it to the rest of these idiots. So you have to buy it. You have to buy it to be willing to sell it. And he can't do it. He just can't. And how much longer do you think you can really do this for? You don't have 10 years in you. I don't know if you have 5 years in you. You think things are going to get easier or things are just going to stay the way they are year by year by year? They're not. And you already know this. And like I said, if Kat turns out to be pregnant, shit's going to get a whole lot harder for you. A whole lot harder. You better be able to bring in a couple $100,000 on top of whatever you're making already. If not, oh boy, you're not going to be eating much at all. You're not going to be eating much. You better go ahead and stockpile a bunch of ramen for yourself now. Because between, like I said, diapers, baby formula, doctor visits, things this, that, and the third, shit. You're going to have problems there, pumpkin. You're going to have problems. Oh boy.
And that's the problem, is like, I need funds to pay bills and to buy games, you know. It's not like I have the freedom or that luxury to just say, oh, today's just, I'm making so much money hand over fist that today I can just take it off. I don't even have that luxury. You know, the one day off a week that I take to spend time with Kat and do errands costs me. And, you know, there was a time back in the day when I made so much money on YouTube. We're talking probably the years of 2011 through, say, 2014, 2015. I was making so much money on YouTube through ad revenue, before the ad revenue fell out on YouTube, that yes, I could afford to take days off. I could afford
Here's the thing that, look at him spurring the fuck out. Here's my real question, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it that no one has ever asked Phil, in his early years, why he didn't save any of his money? Like, why hasn't anyone pulled that out of him yet? Or maybe no one's asked. Maybe. I don't know. But why hasn't that come up? Because he doesn't have a problem talking about all the ridiculous amount of money that he made. But he can't necessarily give you guys a reason on why he didn't save any of it. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there for semantics, but still a good question nonetheless.
A convention or go to a special event, a tournament. And
well, here, let me actually tell you why, to be honest. He can sit there and blame it on YouTube ad revenue all he wants. YouTube and other creators have talked about that as a dip in their income. But none of them have said or used that as an excuse on why they couldn't save their money. That's what it really comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. None of them have ever sat there and said, that was the reason why I couldn't save my money. It explains, or they can say it explains, why they had a drop in income, but not why they couldn't save their money. So why couldn't this idiot save his money? The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is because he thought he was going to live high off the hog forever. And he really thinks that if Adpocalypse didn't happen, he'd still be good to go. The thing is he wouldn't. Eventually he was going to get dropped from Machinima. Sooner than later. And so he was going to either have to go to Curse, Full Screen, there's a couple other places. And eventually he wasn't going to last long there. He was in a decline from the hop. You know what I mean? He was going to be in a decline at the hop. And one of the reasons why I tell you that eventually he was going to get dropped from Machinima is because after a while, as you know, Machinima ended up tanking, 3 or 4 years later after they dropped him anyway. So there's that. But let's say Adpocalypse never happened and they just kept going. They would literally just keep withering him away till he was producing almost nothing. At that point, why would you need to get in bed with him with a managed partnership when you can give it to someone else who's much more deserving of it? Eventually, he was going to fall out either which way. Something to think about. Speaking of which, on Twitter, I had put up a link to this dude's channel. To this dude's video. Named Joon The King. And he did a documentary on Wings of Redemption. It's great. It's fucking great. So for anybody who watches the Wings Report, in the future, expect to go over that video. It's a documentary, really. It's a great documentary too. It's about 45 minutes long and whatnot. I'll try to also remember to link that under things to watch. If not, it will be under the next Wings Report. It's a great documentary. And this person went through the painstaking process of breaking all of Wings shit down. I'm talking about from the time Wings was born and all this extra stuff that I had no clue about all the way up till now. It's extremely well done. If I remember to, I'll link it down in the description. Like I said, if not, it'll be in the description of the next Wings Report, and you guys should really check it out. Like, I really advocate for you to check out this Wings documentary. It's really, really good. It's really, really good.
Go on trips or whatever. I can't do that anymore. I have no freedom to do that because financially I'm so bogged down.
Remember, it'll be under the section of things to watch or videos to watch, and you'll find it down there next to Agent Proper and James the Lesser's videos as well.
And I need to be here every possible day that I can. It sucks, but that's just reality. It's tough. It's tough because yesterday I was sick as a dog, and I was debating, do I stream or not? But I couldn't even talk. I was like, how am I going to do this if I can't talk? Right? You guys need to hear me talk to do a valid gameplay stream. So, it's tough. It is absolutely tough, but it is what it is, Hank also tipped me $40.
Okay, so we're up $140 so far at the very least.
Keep in mind that most of these people are high school level anyway. Like that's how old they are, or that's the intelligence level they fucking hold in their heads forever because they're just infantile. People are seriously stupid. What the fuck? People are so stupid. God, man, people are so ignorant sometimes.
It's just messed up.
Yeah. What it is a lack of responsibility. If the guy had a fucking he's a guy's a meathead, right? If he had a fucking piece of intelligence in his head, he would know not to do that because
first thing comes out of his mouth is an insult, but everybody else is meatheads. Couldn't articulate yourself any better than that, kiddo? Is that what it is? And look at your head. Like, look at the way your head's shaped. Holy fuck. And not even that. Like, wow. I never really actually looked at you because it's a scary thing to look at. Especially, jeez, your forehead is fucking huge. Holy shit. God damn, your hair is thinning so poorly. Wow. Wow. That's feels bad, man. That's all I gotta say about that. It feels bad, man. Oh shit.
Hurt people in the long run, but whatever.
Oh, thank you, Hank. He says, hope this helps out a bit. Good luck recovering from your cold. Enjoying Rage 2 a lot. Take your time playing it. By the way, where's Super Blind Man? I haven't seen him for some time. He's been by. He was actually here the other day. He was here the other day. And I know that he's been streaming and stuff. Sadly, some personal stuff, bad stuff has happened to him. I believe his cat passed away recently, which really sucks. So he's been a little bit down because of that. But outside of that, he's been around. In fact, this morning, I believe his fiance was streaming, and I was hosting her. So, there you go.
Thanks so much, guys, for your support this morning. Seriously, thank you very much. This helps make up for losing the day yesterday. It absolutely does. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It actually worked. It worked out for me. I'm an evil bastard. But we got a whole day of streaming ahead of us. I just hope my nose holds out. Like I said, I am very congested. It's dripping. It's bleh. Yuck. At least I could talk, though. Thank God. Burn in hell, Burnell. And now I'm going to burn in hell for the rest of eternity because of it. You can't change who you are, I guess. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis.
Oh boy. Alright, we can live off that. We can live off that. Oh. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot to unpack there. He ain't cried broke. 2 people came through and dropped $140 on him, but the begging's gonna continue, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? The begging's gonna continue. It's like snort foo. You know what I'm saying? The begging continues. It's gonna be something like that. Oh! Oh shit. Phil Carradine starring in it. Anyway, so what did we take away from this this particular report? He wasn't any sicker than he normally is. He used it to drum up sympathy, and sadly, in the short term, it worked. Back in the day, he could have walked away with a few $100s, maybe even almost 1,000. But in the modern era, as like Phil likes to call it, he only was able to pull about 140, let's say $200, to be generous. I don't know if it was worthwhile putting your pride out there, but if you don't have much pride to begin with, was it really a loss of anything? Not really. Let's see here. That's it. Let's go ahead and find out what this new game situation is going to be. That should be in the next report, and we'll go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And this is DSP News, always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on at GTG Network Productions. For the Snort Report, I'm your host, /anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves, guys. Make sure you check out the videos in the description. End the broadcast.